Chandra from Mysteries of Writing. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to press that subscribe button as I post videos about writing, the writing process, and all things writerly and bookish. Today I've got my final Camp NaNoWriMo update. And, well, as you may have guessed, based on my first video in my Wednesday series, my outline was kind of interrupted by my cliche realization, and I haven't been able to get through my first 3 chapters, so that would make me a fail. And I feel really bad about this, but I'd rather get through my book with something that I'm happy with, rather than doing it in double quick timing and expect it to be like fabulous, and then when it gets to editing it's a nightmare because it's really terrible. I'd rather produce something a little bit better that when I edit it, it's not like something that makes me want to not edit it anymore and just trash it completely. So as I promised, I was going to do a little challenge video that if I failed, I'd have to post that on my YouTube channel. And the only suggestion was that I run after chickens, and I couldn't find a farm to run after chickens. Yeah. And, well, I couldn't run after little Chick because, well, she'd probably get a fright and faint. I'm just going to talk about my little failure and moving forwards and improvement for this kind of situation and how to deal with it. So I've already spoken about the whole feeling bad about this situation, and I'd rather produce something that I'm proud of. I think I'll still try out Camp NaNoWriMo in the next, I think it's in June or July. I'll probably try that out again, but this time I'll do it properly. I think one of my biggest problems was that I wasn't actually signed up to Camp NaNoWriMo, so I didn't have that support that you get from having a cabin group and actually trying to win Camp NaNoWriMo. Time management can be a bit of a problem for a lot of people with their whole situation. Sometimes it's difficult to find the time, so I think if you can try and fit in at least half an hour every day just to do a little bit on your book, maybe that can help, but probably a little bit more than half an hour is usually needed. And sometimes if you're planning that, that can also help out quite a bit. So I think actual scheduled times is better than just writing whenever you get to it. And then also, I think my biggest problem was the fact that I had the whole cliche thing in my whole storylines. That kind of messed around with me, but I think if you think through all of your ideas properly and think about the cliches that go around with stories in your genre, and then completely stay away from that before you even start writing, that could help. That's something I've learned from it, but it's fine, it's still fixable, like I said. So yeah, it's just the time that it affects. And then I think the other thing is I may have just been a little bit too positive, and I thought I was giving myself an easy sort of goal for the month, but I landed up giving myself something too difficult. So that's one example of positivity being in the way sometimes. So don't be too positive, be positive, but don't be that positive to the point where you end up thinking you can accomplish more than you can in the small time frame that you do have. So I think that's something I will take with me to the next Camp NaNoWriMo. And now for this month, basically, I'm just planning on getting prepared for Camp NaNoWriMo again, so that this time I will be signed up, I'll be ready for it, I'll know the dates of when it starts, and I'll have more realistic goals. And this time I know my cliches won't be getting in the way because I'm almost prepared for it. But yeah, so there's some tips on how to move forward from failure, and basically I think it's all about just thinking about the future and how you can move forward from that, because I can't change the past and the fact that I failed Camp NaNoWriMo, but I can improve on how I work on my writing process for the future. So basically it's just about looking at what you did wrong in the past and moving forward from there and learning from it. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.